Hello everybody, James Rink here. It is March 21st today?
21st, yes.
Of 2013, and I have Sue with me. And Sue is a fellow experiencer of not only the Milab phenomena, but also alien abduction, at least we believe alien abduction and possibly mind control. So, well, actually there's a lot more than just mind control, maybe even Monarch programming. I don't know if you even want to even talk about that on camera, because I know that can be somewhat traumatic. So, I guess we'll just begin by explaining, well, what makes you think that you're possibly a Milab?
I can remember being in my crib and having strange beings in my room, people in uniforms in my bedroom. I grew up throughout my childhood. I'd wake up in the middle of the night seeing people in the house, and my parents thought I was crazy and dreaming and everything. In fact, at one point, my parents put a cot in their bedroom for almost a whole year because they thought that would quiet me down, and it never did because I continued to see people in the house. One night I heard noise, and I went into my parents' bedroom. I think I was probably getting up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. I went in there thinking that they were up and there was something going on, and both my parents were catatonic in the bed, eyes wide open, frozen. And I kept calling to my mother, and she never answered, and I thought that she was playing a trick on me or something to punish me for being up in the middle of the night. But I could see somebody actually standing in their room at that time, back in the corner, hiding behind a tall dresser. So, and what's strange is when I had all these experiences, here I was, I'd be terrified, my heart would be pounding, and I'd run to bed, pull the covers over my head, and fall asleep. It's like, how do you fall asleep if you're terrified? Other times, one time I was probably about 9 years old. I got up to go to the bathroom, and my dog was laying in the hallway, and my dog got up and stretched and started walking into the kitchen, probably to get a drink of water, and he froze in place, and he's looking up at something in the kitchen, and I could see the outline of something that was small with long arms, long fingers in the kitchen. So I ducked in the bathroom, and in my head something told me, don't shut the door, and I listened to it. So I closed the door only partially, and then I stood there wondering, what am I supposed to do? I'm in this bathroom and there's no way out, and all of a sudden the door slams shut all by itself. Wakes my mother up, which is really strange because if they're trying to abduct you, you think they'd want to be quiet. So I don't know what that episode was about, why they would want to make that kind of noise. Maybe it was just to terrify me. And my mother checked the next day, and she wouldn't get up out of bed. She thought I was dreaming. But she checked, and the house was all locked up. And other times, I had a lot of sleepwalking episodes, which is normal, for kids. But there was at least a couple of times where my parents found me outside in the morning, and the door would be locked, and we had a deadbolt, and I didn't have a key to it. There was no way I could relock the door. So I was out walking around in a daze outside of my house as a very little child, 5, 6 years old. Probably not consciously. I had a lot of experiences throughout my life, and I only started remembering them, in the last 10 years or so. Consciously, however, fast forward to when I was about 30 years old and my daughter was a newborn. It seemed like at that time I was getting abducted a lot. I would have many times where I'd get very, very tired, and I'd go lay down, and all of a sudden I would be paralyzed, which, it could be sleep paralysis, but I don't think so because it was the middle of the day. And then I would see this very bright light and then blackout. And that happened several times. Now, my daughter remembers being very small, maybe somewhere between the age of 1 and 2, and she remembers being lifted out of her bed. So she's had experiences also. And in fact, in that house that we lived in, we just had a lot of weird stuff. I thought it was ghosts back then. I had no clue, what could have been going on. So I started recovering my memories about 2002, 2003, and I started putting the pieces together, like, what happened here, what happened there. I happened to meet somebody with regard to my business, and we were talking. His brother was in naval intelligence, and his brother told him about all the things that the military was doing with hybrids and breeding animals and all these freaky animals that they were creating. And so I opened up to him and told him about my experiences. At that point in time, I thought I simply was having, ET abductions. And he proceeded to tell me that no, he says, you're probably getting abducted by the military. He said a lot of times that they use cloned ETs and make people think that they're getting abducted by aliens when in fact it's the military that's taking them. And he told me so much that things really started to click. At that time, however, I also saw this person switch alters. And I thought at that time that he was really moody. But I realized after I had tested him, and I do testing, and I tested James. So one of the things that I can pick up on people is dissociative identity disorder, which is multiple personality. And then I look for PTSD. And that's the two things that I picked up on this guy. So then I realized that he wasn't just moody; he was switching alters.
Can you help other people? Do you do that at like any consultations? If someone wants to contact you?
Yep, okay. Absolutely.
Well, we can give out your contact info later.
Okay.
All right. So, and how do you know someone has dissociative disorders?
Well, the device that I have actually has a frequency for it. So I can tune into that particular frequency using a DNA sample, such as a saliva sample or a hair sample, and it looks for that particular frequency. I literally dial it in. This is an old-fashioned device, and it will pick up whatever I'm looking for. And one of the things that I do have a frequency for is dissociative identity disorder and PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. I think one of the things that we found on you was cosmic radiation, which is very unusual.
It's probably from outer space operations, maybe.
So that's another clue.
Okay.
We do look for stress. We look for scopolamine.
Yeah, that's interesting. Scopolamine is a drug that makes people very suggestible, and also a memory eraser.
Yeah.
Well.
I found that in this man too.
Uh-huh.
And so the story continues with him in that he told me he had a dream when he was a teenager, and he repeated to me a dream that I had as a teenager, the exact same dream. And I kind of realized that it probably wasn't a dream, that we were probably either in a project or some kind of facility together. And I don't know if they were using him to kind of divert my attention and cause me to forget about regaining memories at that time. Or, if in fact he just happened to remember me. So that was really weird. So after that, once I realized he had DID, I thought, well, you know what? I better check myself. So I tested myself, and there you go. I had DID and post-traumatic stress disorder. I found scopolamine in myself. I kind of confirmed it.
But at that point, so all you had was a few fragments of memories, but
Right.
You didn't really know if you were. I mean, were you aware of the Milab phenomena?
I was.
Okay.
I was. Not to the extent I am today, but I did know about it. And he really educated me about it. So Oh boy, probably in about, so that was 2003, probably about 2007 or 8, I happened to get introduced to a psychic medium, and we only talked on the phone. And I have been read by mediums all my life, and nobody has pinpointed or talked about anything about abductions with me, so it never came up before. And this gentleman, we were just talking, and he said, "Oh my God, what happened to you as a child?" I said, "What do you mean?" Because I wasn't going to give him any information. And he says, "I see you with the military." He said, "I see you being sexually abused." He said, "Horribly sexually abused." He said, "And your mother was involved with this, and you were being filmed for pornography, and they used you with animals." And he says, and then later as we talked, he saw me at a military facility somewhere in New Mexico. And he said that I had a handler who was a very tall, blonde Nordic type woman. He said she was huge. She was like big, muscular. And she handled me and abused me both sexually and physically. He saw me in a chair.
Hold on. Do these beings take pleasure when they abuse you, or are they in an altar themselves?
He didn't say.
Oh, okay. So this is his reading. Okay, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
this is his reading. He also saw me strapped in a chair with a screen in front of me, and he couldn't tell if I was being fed information or if I was reading something on the screen. So it could have been either way. He said, but he felt that I was being used, to project and to psychically project. I'm trying to think of what else. So then as my memories started coming back, I realized that I've had, one experience after another, weird ties to high-level Illuminati types, being taken to potential facilities, and so here I am today, trying to figure it all out.
Okay, good. So as far as your MyLab experiences, I guess begin with that. Do you have? Well, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but do you remember anything personally about that, or is it just mostly the alien abduction component?
Yeah, that's really mostly what I
missing
remember.
Time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Missing time, and I still do occasionally miss time.
Do you get? Do you have any of the phenomena related to that, like needle marks, or missing time, or fragmented memories?
I do have missing time from time to time. I think it happened a lot more to me throughout my earlier years. Now occasionally, and something can trigger me. A friend of mine, actually the sister of my boyfriend, 2 or 3 times we made plans on the phone, and I have no memory of it. So I don't know what she said to trigger me, but she must have put me into an altered state at that point in time, and I had no idea. And she would call me to remind me, and I don't remember talking to her. I don't remember making these plans, nothing. Another time I was at my daughter's house, and she and her husband and her kids went to her in-laws for dinner, and they invited me, and I wasn't feeling good, so I asked if I could, just stay at home. And literally, I thought I had slept for probably 12, 14 hours. She came home, and somebody had gone on her TV and ordered all these pay-per-view movies.
Uh-oh.
Busted. I have no memory of it at all. As far as
well, do you ever drive around and next thing you realize, oh, how did I get here? Anything like that?
Yeah, I have had that happen.
Okay.
Not recently, but in the past I have had that happen.
Okay.
When I was younger, I would see bruises appear. I probably have needle marks. I did hear somebody on Coast to Coast not too long ago say, look at your hands and look for scars. and I have a scar here. Oh, I'm sorry.
Bring 'em up.
I have a scar here. Can you see it?
There.
It's just a very small scar right there.
Oh,
And
okay.
I have almost a matching scar right there. So I don't know. Yeah. I don't think you can see them on the camera.
Maybe we could take some pictures and put that in
Yeah.
there.
So
Right.
I don't know if they put implants in your wrists, but it could be that's where, because these are little straight lines.
Okay.
And it was very strange that this guy said he could identify abductees by these scars on their hands. I just recently had a scar come up about 2 or 3 months ago. And I think my abductions are over with, but I could be wrong. But I did have a scar come up on my knee that I've never seen before. And it's a straight line. It's about at least 1.5 inches long. And it looks like either a knife was put into me or I was surgically cut open. And I've never injured that knee. I have no memory of it whatsoever.
All right. Well, you also mentioned that you said you were on a plane flight with, I know you said it was a Roosevelt?
Elliot Roosevelt, yeah.
Okay.
I was taken on a plane flight.
Oh, hold on. Which
plane.
Roosevelt is he related to?
He is the son of Franklin Roosevelt, FDR.
Okay.
My uncle knew him. Now, my uncle had a lot of Hollywood connections. He was dating a semi-famous comedian, and she introduced him to a lot of other comedians, a lot of Hollywood people. He ended up not marrying this woman, but he married an actress who was married to a Walgreen prior to that. He was in the service with my father. They served at the same time, although they were in the Navy, and they served on different ships. But my uncle seems to be a key factor in this because we spent our summers in the Phoenix area with my uncle, and I have memories of being taken to a lot of weird places, one of which was on these airplane rides with Elliot Roosevelt. And I would have memory of getting on the plane and getting off the plane and nothing in between. I also remember at those times being taken to Mormon temples and being told that I was very privileged to go into a Mormon temple because I was not Mormon, and that usually it wasn't allowed, and then have no memory I don't even remember coming out of it, to be truthful. I don't remember my mother coming with. I think my mother got left behind. So whatever happened there, I have strange memories from going to Hawaii. I think I went to a Mormon temple in Hawaii when I was about 21 or 22 with my husband that I was married to at that time.
Was your family Mormon?
Nope. No, we were
Catholic. Why do you think you were being indoctrinated in the Mormon religion?
I don't think I was being indoctrinated into the Mormon religion. I think that they practice rituals, and I was used in those rituals.
Have you ever recalled any beings, like reptilians or?
No, I think I had a reptilian in my bedroom one time, and this is sometime over the past 10 years. I was too afraid to open my eyes, but there was something in my room that sort of sounded like Darth Vader when he was breathing, and my impression it was reptilian. Nothing. I don't remember anything happening to me at that time.
Just a really deep, heavy breath.
Deep, heavy
breath. Did you
breath.
hear any words or any weird
nothing.
thing? Okay.
Nothing.
I bet that must have scared you.
It did. That's why I wouldn't open my eyes.
One time I went camping and there was a bear outside my tent. And you could hear it huffing and puffing. It's like, holy shit, this thing could tear my tent apart.
Oh my God.
I didn't have any food inside, but I can imagine what that feels like. But so you also developed a method, or maybe one of your friends, about something about asking time travelers from the future.
Yeah, okay.
For helping you.
So in the past 10 years, as I started regaining memories, I started becoming aware of being abducted. And I would have two different types of abduction experiences. One where I was either getting pulled through the ceiling or pulled sideways out through a window or a door. And these experiences would always start with me waking up. My heart would be pounding, and I'd be looking around to see if there was anything in my room. There'd be nothing in my room. And it was like they were homing into on me at that point in time, and I was picking that up. And I would feel that way for about 10 minutes. I'd be terrified. And then all of a sudden, I would get paralyzed. And within about 5 minutes of getting paralyzed, something would start trying to pull me out of the house. And so I would fight it, and then I would ask for help from Archangel Michael. I work a lot with Archangel Michael. And it would stop. And this would happen every maybe 10 days, every 2 weeks or so. And I was getting tired of it because I wasn't sleeping well at night. I'd wake up about 2:30 and I couldn't fall asleep because I'd just be anticipating something happening. The other experiences that I have had is with military type people walking into my bedroom, either injecting me or drugging me somehow and then leading me out. And then taking me to some kind of military facility. But I had memory of being led out, led back in. At one time they took and they flashed a card in front of me. And the card had some kind of code on it. It was numbers. And
Where were you when they flashed that card?
I was in bed. They put me back in bed, but I was sitting up in bed. And they flashed the card, and the only thing I can remember from that card was the word Mesarith, Mesarith. At the time that happened, I went and looked up that word, and it was some type of an angel.
I'm thinking probably a dark angel.
Probably. Probably. I can't find it anymore, though, when I go online. So whoever had that information up took it down.
Well, what do these beings look like that were the ones in your room?
Regular people. I think there was like maybe one military person. It was 2 men and 1 woman. It was the woman who led me out of the bed and back into the bed.
And you said there was so there's 3 people there?
3 people.
And one of them was military?
Mm-hmm.
And how do you know they were military?
Uniform.
Okay.
I don't remember what kind.
I'm thinking these at least one of these people, or all 3 of them, are probably reptilian shapeshifters.
Probably.
Did they have blonde hair, blue eyes? Sometimes
I can't remember.
If they're connected to the Nazi faction, sometimes they like to take on that form.
Oh, great.
And you have blonde hair and blue eyes, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're right. I couldn't imagine. Okay. Anyhow,
I'm Aryan, I guess maybe.
Yeah.
At one time when I was when whoever it was, whatever it was trying to pull me out through the roof, I had changed the position of my bed, and I was facing the doorway, which was French doors, and so I could see out on my deck, and I could see past my deck. And as I got paralyzed, I saw a craft coming down into my backyard. At least I saw the lights of it. I couldn't tell you what kind of craft, but I saw the lights coming down like this. And also the one time when this military group came and took me, my daughter said that she, from her perspective in her bedroom downstairs, she saw a light in the backyard. She said it was really bright, but she says, "Mom, the light didn't come from a car sideways. It was beaming down." I said, "Well, did you go look?" And she says, "No, I was too afraid." But it was around the same period of time that this had happened to me.
Wow.
So.
Okay. Well, you also are working with this special type of water.
Mm-hmm.
What's that called?
It's called Perfect Science.
Okay.
My company is called Perfect Waters, but the company that I work with is Perfect Science. And these waters have actually been used by naval intelligence when they deprogram people. I don't know if they still use them now, but that's what I've been told. So this is what they look like. Comes in a 4-ounce concentrate. We also have 8-ounce and 16-ounce. I mean, you could get it in any size, but this is the size most people buy. And we have different types. This one is called anadoic, but we have different kinds, and they all have slightly different purposes. But what these things do is you drink this. You drink this daily, morning and night, and it actually goes into the body, and it transforms the toxins in the body. It also has antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal effect. But the biggest thing is that it neutralizes toxins in the body. So for people who have been abducted, one of the great things about it is pulls out the scopolamine, it pulls out all the drugs that they give you, and it clears your mind. And I truly believe this is what helped me start regaining some of my memories, because I had no clue prior to that time. This company also is an environmental company, and you can take this stuff, and not this particular one, the environmental ones, and you can spray it. We could clean up the Gulf if we had the money and the resources to do it. But you actually take this and you spray this across the top of the water, any kind of polluted water, and it will settle in, and it goes about 9 feet down into the silt and 9 feet into the banks, and it completely cleans up the water. So we could, it'd just be a tremendous project.
Well, wasn't there a story? I didn't know the name of these people, but there was somebody who poured a vial of this water into a polluted bay, and it cleaned up the whole bay. They were conducting a test for the military, and they classified it or made it top secret.
They haven't. Yeah, I keep hearing those stories that they made it top secret and stuff, but actually it's still out there. What has happened is there's been a lot of interference in trying to get these products out. But yeah, they don't pour it in because you wouldn't get the same effect. What they do is they take like a boat with a tank on it, like a fireboat, and they load in the formula into it, and they just spray it, just literally spray it across the top of the water. You can take this and spray it on landfills, and it completely cleans up the landfill. It works with radiation. It neutralizes radiation. So, even at home, you could take this, put it in a spray bottle, spray your food before you put it in the microwave. I hate microwaves. But if you use a microwave, and you wouldn't have any ill effects on your food. It would cook it, but it has no radiation effects. If you're going through the scanners at the airport, what you do is you drink some of this, and you duck into the bathroom and you get your little 3-ounce sprayer, and you spray yourself before you go through the scanner. And then I personally recommend spraying yourself again, after you get through the scanner. And drink some more of this, and you have no effects from the radiation from those scanners. It's really very cool. But yes, there are a lot of stories about this. The original story that came out, which was a made-up story by a New Age guru, said that he was invited to the unveiling of these products originally in the United States. And he said he met this little Sufi man, and the Sufi man prayed over these waters, and the waters miraculously became clean. And then this is what we have now. That what we're using is waters from that lake that he prayed over, which is it's complete BS. If you people ever read that story, it's BS.
I heard another story from this another lady named Sue. She worked for the CIA as like one of their top remote viewers. And there was just basically what was going on is that the elites of the world, they want to do depopulation. Mm-hmm. And one of the ways they want to do it is through nuclear war. While they hide out in their underground bases, everything gets destroyed on the surface. Now you think, well, wouldn't it pollute them too? But here's the thing: they actually found a monk, or it was a temple. I guess it would be maybe. It was in Japan, in like and maybe one of those two cities that were bombed.
Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
I don't know which one, but there was a monastery, and this monk, he prayed in this monastery, and within the walls of the monastery there was no radiation, but everything else was destroyed. So they were trying to figure out what it was, and it turns out it was through meditation. This guy was able to neutralize radiation. So this lady Sue was able to do the same effect. There's only a few people in the world that are strong, that have this ability is strong enough to totally neutralize radiation. So they wanted to basically kill us all off and come out and clean the planet up using these meditation technologies, which we don't really need to wait till, we don't need to wait for someone else to come clean up. We can clean it up ourselves. We are strong and powerful. We just have to know it and believe it. And
absolutely, that's very true.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also in your lap there is a meditation cube. We did a meditation earlier. I guess we can do another one real quick. I guess let's just do this. In case you're wondering what I have in my lap here, this is Andraka. He's a crystal skull, and Andraka helps. He helps alter fire or control fire, so I've been told anyway, and also slowing down and accelerating time. And the reason why crystal skulls are used is because when crystals take up when they're carved into a certain shape, they tend to take on the energy of that shape. And crystal skulls are generally they're supposed to be carved in the shape of a female human skull, and then they take on a male energy, so that's the masculine and feminine. So Andraka is a male energy, but the shape of the skull is supposedly female. At least that's how it's supposed to be. So the unit that Sue has here is the Neoskullum, and this unit has a crystal skull in it as well. It's just a little smaller one. And also, the reason why crystals are important is they help open up interdimensional portals. So what we're going to do is, while she's going to meditate with the Neo, I'm going to meditate with the skull. And we're going to ask the universe, and I'd like the audience to join in as well, to help us. I guess in particular, we want to help get Nasara announced and the prosperity programs, because I think that is the key source of a lot of these neuroses, especially for a lot of Milabs. We need to focus on our healing and not have to worry so much about the money aspect. And it's not just Milabs, but even anybody, any light worker, because we're all struggling, and we've been trying to unplug from the system, because who wants to live in this slave grid? And so that's and like I said earlier, with the story of the monk who was able to use meditation to neutralize radiation, we can use meditation to change the timeline. That we don't have to go on a timeline where there's nuclear war and martial law, we're all locked up in concentration camps. We can go into a timeline where, like, I don't know, do you know who Andrew Basiago? Where he talks about how he went to the year, I think 2028, and he said that he went, and it was an industrial park, and people had levitating scooters, and they actually had I guess they shut down all the airports and replaced them with teleportation machines, which is pretty nice. I wouldn't mind that.
I need my Jetson mobile.
Yeah, right. Well, maybe we can have a teleportation machine in our home, so we don't have to deal with TSA and all that slave, that Nazi.
I think most of us have so much work that we want to do to help the planet, and money has been an issue for all of us.
Okay.
So either we have no money across the planet, or we have a complete abundance of money.
And it's more than just about money. It's more about abundant consciousness, where nothing. And who is that guy? Because we were talking about this earlier. He was in Zeitgeist, where he talked about
Jacques Fresco.
The scarcity is the cause of the neuroses on this planet. And so enough of that. Go ahead and close your eyes, and what I'd like everyone to do is to I'm assuming that probably most people listening do not have a crystal skull or meditation cube, but that's fine. Just imagine between your hands, you just imagine a box. Inside the box there are cone-shaped objects. You can make them out of gold if you want. And these cones create chi energy. It pumps chi energy into the center of the unit, where it's the shape of the super universe. It's like a hologram of the super universe. And inside this very core of the super universe is a wormhole. So go inside that wormhole. Device, activate and increase. Device, we trust you completely to integrate our mind, body, and spirit. Stargate, we trust you completely. Device, activate Stargate mode. And see yourself going down that wormhole in automatic mode. Device, we ask that you would anchor in the timeline, a benevolent timeline of abundance and prosperity for all people. We ask that you would anchor in the timeline of Nasara. And we don't want to wait any longer. We don't want to see starvation in this country. We don't want to see hyperinflation. We want to see an immediate switch over to the new currency, whatever that may be, backed by precious metals. And we ask that that Milabs will come to an end. And when we say end, not just an end as a change of name, okay, and it gets restarted under a different name. Totally, it all needs to get shut down. And I don't know what's going to happen to these underground bases, but I like to see this technology released to help heal people. And I also
Complete safety for all people.
And safety as well. And I like to ask for healing and integration for all those people who are listening. And even if you're not a MyLab, maybe you just maybe you've had negative experiences with some of the grays, the regressives, and all of them. We ask for healing for them as well, and light workers in general. Because I think all of us can think of ways we've been injured in this system. So I believe that's it. And what you do is you just say device in session, open your eyes, and welcome back. All right. Sue, do you have your own website?
The website is perfectwaters.net.
Okay.
And also, if you want to find out about the environmental products, go to gulfoilsolution.info.
Okay, and what's on that website?
That talks about the environmental products and how we can use them in industry, how we can do cleanup. There is some research that was done there. There's also, we've tried to gift this to the world, and again, this was the second time that we came out with a press release trying to gift it to the world, and nobody picked up on it. So there is definitely a lot of resistance against this. So I guess we have to start at the ground level.
You also said that they try to shut you down. Or not necessarily you, but because apparently, well, why don't you explain a little bit about that?
Well, without going into a lot of detail and name calling, there was a gentleman involved with Perfect Science who took off and took these products to Europe and has claimed them to be his own. The woman who is the inventor and formulator of these products doesn't have a problem with that as long as he's cleaning up the planet, but he is actually manipulating people. I kind of feel that he's actually mind controlled and that there's somebody behind
That's
him.
what happened to with the Neo. Now, do you know the story behind that?
I did read that story. Tell me more about it.
Well, okay. All right. Well, I guess I've already talked about it once. I'll just briefly again. What happened is, I am not the inventor of the Neocube, and I'm okay. I'm willing to admit that. Now I helped design this box, and I helped design some of the components on the inside. So I guess it was really a team effort. So I guess I may be a co-inventor, but the actual technology was invented by Kusal Uch, and he's Cambodian. That's a Cambodian name, and around early to 2011, he started getting phone calls from an NSA liaison. And they left him phone calls, voicemails, basically saying, we're going to shut you down. And then when he talked to this NSA liaison, the guy basically said they were concerned about James Rink, and also about super soldier talk, because I guess we were giving out so much information. And also they were really angry about the neocubes, because we were able to, I guess we were editing timelines or something. I don't know what it is about the neocube that they didn't like. But what eventually ended up happening is they wanted to shut Neological Tech down, and they were going to either offer us some money or they were going to kill me or kill us, or the other option was to kidnap Kusal and change him out for a clone.
Wow.
And so about a month later, I am on Facebook, and I noticed Kusal posted a link to another company website, and it was another company selling the same kind of it was a different design. It was a botch design, I believe, that had like he was taking seashells and putting human hair in it and then covering it up with hot glue and selling that as for like $500. And I never wanted to do that, because first of all, it's not as pretty, and additionally it just seemed kind of unethical, and I just I didn't see any, because it didn't have any of the metals that the Neo has, the copper, because copper is good healing metal. And also this has gold as well. So it just didn't make any sense, and I confronted Kusal. Of course, we were under agreement that he would work for me, and then he started accusing me of. He said the Cabal head talked to him, and the Cabal head said that I'm the cause of all of his problems, and he was angry that I was talking about super soldiers, and so at that point I broke off all contact with him. 6 months later, I get a phone call from Kusal. His whole voice has changed. It's like a different tone. His personality's changed. He's a lot kinder, but he tells me he doesn't remember anything. And he said anything within the last 8 months or so.
Wow.
But he says the last memory he did have, he was in an underground base. They kept telling him to look at the white light, and every time he did, he would black out. And then they would ask him questions while he's looking at the white light. Questions like, what do you know about James Rink? And he would say, James Rink's Agent Sabretooth. He's a super soldier. And they would say, tell him look in the white light. And then they would ask him, what do you know about the Neocube? And so they were trying to. He said they were trying to lobotomize him so he wouldn't be able to design any more of these meditation devices. And he also said him and other inventors were in this facility, and they were being plugged up into this bed, this coffin like a sarcophagus, and they would be basically plugged into an AI computer, and their consciousness would be downloaded and programmed, I guess, to create rich tools for black magic rituals or whatever they were doing in this underground base. And then he said the next memory he had, there was a team of blue-eyed, blonde-haired men dressed up, I guess, like as Black Ops, and he thought they might have been Palladians dressed up in Black Ops. I don't know. And they stormed the facility. They killed the people in there, but they rescued the people that were being, I guess you could say, brainwashed or whatever in those beds. And then they transported them to a levitating helicopter, and then that was docked with a delta-shaped craft that docked with the Palladian light chip, where he stayed for a couple years while they regenerated his mind with nanites. And then they brought him back, and they gave him somebody was checking up on him every 2 or 3 days, and they gave him a piece of paper with my phone number on it and told him you need to call him. So he called me up, and he knew that he was supposed to call me. He didn't really remember who I was or anything in the Neocube.
Wow.
And then about 3 weeks after that happened, he was posting messages about him being a demon, and he was promoting the other company. So, and he also said that he was switched. They actually did switch him out for clone. And he said that there was about 20 clones of him on this planet, and he told me all the locations, and he told me to also put a warning on my website not for other people not to get one of those other units. And he said he telepathically talked to his clone, asked him, why'd you break off the agreement with James Rink? And the clone said that he was scared and he was told to do it. So,
Yes, we've run into a lot of interference where we just never seem to move forward enough with these products. I mean, we should have been able to, clean up the Gulf and clean up a
yeah,
lot of these oil spills, and
right.
yet it hasn't happened. The White House did call.
What call?
Called not me, but she
Oh,
called the woman. They know she exists.
okay.
She's been in contact with the Bushes and I believe the Clintons and stuff way back when this was first introduced. So they know about it.
Yeah.
So the military has contacted her, but it just never seems to go anywhere.
All right. Well, I don't know, maybe somebody watches this.
Sees
I don't
this.
know.
Right.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you, Sue. Actually, right now we're gonna do we're gonna do a regression, a hypnotic regression, to maybe see if we can help unlock some of her memories and see that takes us. So, stay tuned. Thanks, everyone. So go ahead and open the door and let me know what you see. The first thing that comes to mind.
Medical facility, like hospital.
Okay. Now, there are many different types of medical facilities. Is this something that's like pre-1960s, or are we talking?
It's older.
Okay. And, well, what else? Is there anybody in the room?
There's doctors, there's nurses. It's my mother giving birth.
Okay. All right. And just like to mention that you were adopted. Okay, so this is your biological mother.
My biological mother.
All right. And what is it that you need to know from this particular experience? What's important?
I think she wants me to know that she did not want to give me up for adoption.
Okay.
I think this is terribly painful for her.
All right. And as far as on a deep emotional level, did that create some kind of trauma that we need to work on right now that's still affecting you today?
Yes.
Okay. Are you able to determine how that's affecting you right now?
It's heart issues
that
I think I have.
Heart issues. I want you to talk to your mother there. Tell her that you love her.
She's so sorry.
Okay.
She didn't want this to happen at all. She had no choice. She was forced into it.
And imagine a beautiful green energy in your heart chakra. Look at it in your chest area. Just imagine like a green orb of energy, and just give it to her, and send her a hug, and tell her that you love her, and tell her that you understand, and ask her to let go of the psychic cord that is causing pain on your heart. Tell her that it's causing you pain now, and it's time to let go.
She understands. She's letting go.
All right. I want you to hold your heart, not physically here, but where you, in your mind, just put your hands on your heart, and let me know if that chakra has been healed. All right, great. Okay, then when you're ready, step back into the hallway.
Okay.
And let's find another memory. Something else that your mind wants you to know. That's maybe screaming at you inside that wants to show you the answers, maybe in your dreams, but you're just not hearing it. So let's go to that door.
Okay. Stepped inside, but it's dark.
Okay. Is there a light switch you can turn on? Can you maybe feel around on the walls? Okay. Turn it on.
I turned it on.
Great. And now, what do you see inside in this previously dark room?
Businessmen. It's weird.
Okay. And how would you describe the room that they're in?
It's like an office. It's
Okay.
an office, and they're they're talking about me.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
They're talking about me.
Well, pause. What do you think the year was around this? And if you don't know the exact year, maybe like a general. Is it maybe the late 80s, or is it could be recently, or?
I'm getting 1963.
Okay, so in their clothes also kind of makes it as well. Okay,
Yeah.
are you okay saying how old you are?
I was 10 at that time.
All right. Okay, so you were already living with your adopted family at that time. All right, now let's play the timeline forward and listen in some of the key words that they're talking about. Something that really strikes of interest of you. What is it the most important thing you need to know? So go ahead and describe some of the things you're hearing.
They're negotiating a contract.
Okay.
It's like one person selling me to another person for some purpose.
Okay. And as far as the person making the sale, is this anyone you know?
No.
So these are both of these people. Have you ever seen any of these people before?
No.
Okay.
One smokes a cigar.
All right.
All I know.
All right. Okay. So they're selling you. Do you see how much? Well, actually, kind of try to step around the room, see if you can take a look at the contract.
I don't know. It's either $740. That's pretty cheap.
Okay.
You know what? It's a contract to do. It looks like it must be a film contract.
Okay.
So they're going to film me for something.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's safe to assume what this is about, considering what we know about you, Sue. But I don't want to do any assumptions. So, let's play the timeline forward to when they actually do the filming. And you don't need to get graphic, but just kind of give me a general description. What kind of things?
Yeah, I'm in a studio. There's lights.
All right.
There's other kids. Yeah, it's child pornography.
Are you in this room too?
Yep.
What is your state of mind?
Scared.
Okay. Now, do you have any memories of this being in this studio?
No.
Does this studio look familiar to you as you're looking around, or is this? And if it doesn't look familiar, then it is possibly tied up into an altar. Okay.
It doesn't.
All right. Bring up the altar in your mind. Just manifest her in front of you. So I guess there'll be 3 versions of you in that room. And ask your altar self what it is from the scene that you need to know that'll help you heal. What it is that caused the split. Or maybe
they use some kind of electrical stuff on me. They shocked me.
Okay. And is that what split the altars?
Yeah. No, they killed another kid. It's a snuff film. That's what it is. I had to watch it.
Okay. And as far as killing the other boy, is that? I'm sorry. Was it a boy?
No, it's a girl.
Okay. Killing this girl, was it to keep you the other kids there traumatized and
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. I was just wondering if that was a fetish thing or if it was just a trauma. Probably a little bit of both.
A little bit of both, I think. Yeah.
Okay. And what is the state of mind of the people that are filming this, or the other actors? What kind of energy do you get off of them?
It's very dead energy. It's almost like everybody's mind controlled there.
Okay.
It's the guys in the suits that are in total control of the whole thing.
Okay. All right. Well, let's explore them a little bit, and either play the timeline forward or backward to get an understanding of why you were chosen. What is it about you that was so special that they felt the need?
It is the bloodline.
Okay. Well,
Seems like it goes back to
see an image in your mind.
star people.
Star people. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's teleport to. Are you okay with that? Meeting these star people?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, actually, is it okay that I come in that I enter your mind? Can you manifest me?
Sure, come on.
All right. Okay. So let's go teleport to your star family.
Okay.
So I guess I don't know what that's like. Maybe the wormhole thing again, where everything turns into a flash of white light, then it sort of solidifies around you. And now tell me what you see.
They're beautiful. They're blonde, blue-eyed people.
Okay. Are they humanoid looking?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Slightly bigger eyes, but mostly human looking.
Okay. Do they see you on the ship? I'm assuming that's where we are.
I'm on their planet.
Oh, on their planet. Okay. All right. Well,
they're welcoming me back.
all right. When is the last time you've met with these beings?
20,000 years.
Okay.
Long time.
Okay. Now I just got some goosebumps. Did we time travel back, or is this the present era?
This is present.
Okay. All right. Well, ask them if they have any messages they wish to share with you. Maybe something that help you out for healing.
They're watching over me. They're protecting me now.
Okay. Do they have a name? What kind of beings they are related to?
It begins with an A. It's not Arcturians.
Ataris?
Maybe. Antarians, yeah. Huh. Okay.
Ask them if they have any messages for you.
Yeah, very soon I will be doing the work that I want to do. They are working with other star groups to free the planet.
Are they familiar with Milabs?
Very much so. They're shaking their heads. Oh, yeah.
Are they going to help be part of the disclosure on that?
They want humans to be...
Okay.
They want humans to do the disclosure, but they will be behind us when we do it. So they don't want to expose themselves initially because they don't think humanity will accept it.
Yeah, that I understand. Okay. Have they been helping you throughout your life in any way?
As much as they could.
Okay. What would that be like? What are some of the things they've done?
They have intervened at times. Apparently, there's been times when I've been near death.
Like when
and they've stopped whatever was being done to me.
Was it like something related to the rituals? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And what is it that you could do to help heal yourself, or like integrate with your altars? I'm assuming that's. Ask them. Do you have altars still that are like suppressed within you?
They're shaking their head. Yeah.
Okay.
Still have altars.
Okay. And ask them how come you're having trouble. I'm assuming you have. Are you having trouble integrating with them? Is that an issue?
I don't know. I think I've integrated majority of them. I think there's probably still a few out there.
Okay. Well, ask them what you could do to heal those last few.
They're going to send medical people to help me.
Okay. Do you consent to that? Okay. All right. Well, now ask your star family there if they have any messages they wish to share with anyone else who may be listening to this.
They're just saying to be in love, be in joy.
Is that the best way to heal yourself? Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. Because ultimately, in order to have love in your life, you got to be loved first. And that's a hard thing to do because so many of us feel like we don't deserve to have love because I guess.
Yeah, because we've been told not to.
Great. Okay. Well, is there anything else from this particular moment you'd like to say, or is there any other messages?
I'm asking you about my daughter, my
Okay.
grandchildren. They will help with them also.
And what about your family is of a concern?
I'm afraid that my daughter and my grandchildren are being abducted too, and that they're Milabs.
Well, when you say abducted, I guess you mean by like the negatives.
By the negatives, yes.
All right. And is he shaking his head too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're going to help with them.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions you would like to ask?
They said very soon I'm going to get to see them.
Okay, soon as in what?
Yeah, soon.
Are we talking like 20 years of your 1,000-year life?
That's right. Okay. All right, let me ask. Within the next couple of years.
Great. Is there going to be some major changes on this planet that will make that possible?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
disclosure will happen.
Okay.
We're going to be traveling. Oh my gosh, all that technology is going to come out.
What do you mean, we, as you and I, personally?
Everybody.
Oh, okay.
Everybody.
So, is that because of the teleportation technologies?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. And where most people travel? Is it pleasure or?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we're like kids in an amusement park.
Wonderful. Well, how does it teleport to? Maybe let's just teleport to the future. Is that okay? We can always come back here to your star family. Let's teleport to the future, to the point where I guess people are doing these travel. So I don't know how many years this is, but we'll just go into hyperspace, and then when it opens up, wherever we are, let me know when it stops.
Okay.
All right. So describe the scene where we are.
I'm hovering over the planet, over Earth.
All right, so let's go down over the United States. First of all, has there been any nuclear war or anything like that?
No.
Good, wonderful. All right, well, let's go back down to, I don't know, maybe your future self, wherever she may be.
Mm-hmm. She's wearing very comfortable clothes.
Okay. well, sit down next to her, and without spooking her, just tell her it's your. Well, she probably knows that you come and visited.
Mm-hmm.
And ask her what year it is.
2026.
Okay. Has her physical appearance changed?
Yeah. Younger, taller.
How do you figure that? Ask her how does she turn younger? Maybe it's that wonderful water you're drinking.
Yeah, there you go. No. We have healing. We can heal and regress our age.
Okay, great. Well, all right. Does she have any messages she wishes to share with you?
Really, to just make peace with everybody in my life at this moment. It's very important, and not just me. Everybody. We all need to make peace with each other.
Even people that are just totally. Let's just say they've been programmed by the dark side, and they're just total tools of I guess you could say Satan, really, is all they are.
Mm-hmm.
And what we need, I mean, how do we approach someone like that?
The best way to help ourselves is to love them.
Love them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's what's going to make us progress faster. We're in this waiting mode because we still experience duality too much.
Okay. All right. Well, I can definitely resonate with that. And let's explore some of the type of technologies that they're using, and ask her when teleportation becomes, I don't know, when people start able to use it.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously there's a time when they announce that these technologies are real, and a time when everyone's using it.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting 2015.
Is when what?
It starts being introduced to the public.
Is that when the public is told that it exists, or is that when they actually?
That's when it becomes public, like people, anybody can go and use it. But it's here now. It's available. But
it's only for Milabs.
It's only
for the abductions, right? Okay, well that's nice to know. How come they have a change of heart, or is it not them? Maybe it's someone else that sort of does it.
Yeah, there's a breakthrough that happens. It's going to happen even though we're still caught in this weird loop of not moving forward. It is happening. There's going to be some kind of a breakthrough that happens that is going to allow all this disclosure to happen, the SARA to happen, and all the technology to come forward.
Okay. So, and also, in the future, are you going to be teaching people about your experiences, or are you going to just be spending most of your time
healing? We're going to use our experiences here to go to other places and teach people about it. We've experienced, on this planet, such incredible negativity and such evil that many planets are just in awe of us, that we're surviving it. And so we're going to be like ambassadors and go around and talk about our experiences.
Okay. What happens to the negative reptilians and the Greys and all the...
They're getting shipped to another universe. They're going to be in lockdown.
Is somebody going to teleport them off the planet and then they'll just be put in a holding cell?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. They've already got a lot of them on a different planet in a different universe.
Okay. And when do we get to be set free from Milabs? What is it? Maybe it's already starting to happen.
Yeah, it's already starting to happen.
Look, we're both
just
of us are talking.
She's saying just embrace it.
Okay. What other kind of neat technologies do you see people using in 2026 that makes our lives so much easier?
Our houses are going to be biological. They're going to have consciousness.
Well, what happens to all the other homes? What happens to them?
There's going to be a cleaning up of the planet.
When you say cleaning up, there actually going to be earth changes?
There's going to be some earth changes, but it looks to me like somebody is going to come in and just level the planet and clean it up and bring it back to its most... We're not going to be living on the planet. We're going to be living above the planet.
During this process.
Mm-hmm.
So we're all going to be teleported off and living on a spaceship or something?
It seems that way. Seems that way. But when we come back, we won't have houses on the ground. We're going to have houses above the ground. That's weird.
Levitating homes. So we can go
like floating cities.
We can go wherever we want.
Uh-huh.
Now it's interesting you mentioned a floating city. I was told by someone who looked into the future, what he saw, basically disclosure happening, is he saw a giant levitating city coming down, levitating a few inches above the ocean. Mm-hmm. And it's a beautiful crystal city, and it was empty. There was nothing in it. And the military was trying to cover it up, but they couldn't because it was right there. Everybody could see it. And the media tried to ignore it, but people knew it was there.
Was it off of Florida?
He didn't say where it was.
That's where I'm picking it up, that it's somewhere off of Florida.
Is that how you think this? Do you think, because he's been pretty accurate.
Mm-hmm.
So, is that sort of how it first begins?
Yeah, I think so. It's like all of a sudden it starts coming into view for people. Some people are going to see it before others.
Interesting.
How cool.
Wow, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well...
And what's weird is that our homes like you walk in and it won't seem like it takes up much space, but when you walk into the house, it's huge. It's like a mansion inside. That's weird.
And as far as the interior decorating, does it look really Spartan, or is it?
I think it's whatever you want it to be, but it's just beautiful. In the light, there's, the light doesn't seem to have any source. It's just lit up. It's like very cool.
Wow.
But yeah, I think any house you decorate it the way you want.
Will we have to worry about paying a mortgage, or
no?
What about the local county government or city foreclosing on your property if you don't pay your taxes?
I don't think there's any governments after that.
Okay, well, we won't need them. But,
no.
Okay. Well, great. Well, that sounds great. Well, what about between now and 2000? I guess you said 2015.
Mm-hmm.
What's life? I mean, is it things are going to get really bad for us economically, or do we just gotta?
Yeah, for some it's gonna be bad.
Okay,
yeah.
So we just gotta hang on there.
Mm-hmm.
But we're light workers. We're trained to deal with things a lot harder, I guess you could say. So we'll get through it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll be fine. Yeah, it'll be rough for a while, and then it'll get much better.
Does your future self have any other messages you wish to share with you?
She's hugging me. She says, hang in there.
All right. Great. Wonderful. Okay. Well, let's go back into the hallway. Now I want you to find another door of what happened with Roosevelt. I forgot. What'd you say? Elliot?
Elliot Roosevelt.
Yeah. So remember what I said earlier? You're going to view it from third person. So if there is any trauma, it's not going to happen to you. You're going to be just fine. So just find that door and let me know when you're ready to step in.
All right, I'm there.
All right. So go ahead and describe the scene as it begins.
I get on the plane. I sit down. I'm almost immediately drugged. They give me a shot, and I fall over my seat.
Well, how old are you? Well, how old are you?
7.
Okay. All right. Well, first of all, how did they get you? I mean, were you with? Did they teleport you out, or?
No. My uncle arranged it. And he flew. It was a private plane, and my uncle, my father, and I got on the plane.
Does your father know what's going on?
No.
Okay. All right. So.
He thinks he's there for a plane ride.
Okay. So, what? How do they separate you from your father?
I think they just left my father on the plane drugged.
So he was already drugged when you got on the board.
They drugged him just like me.
What did they do? How did they drug you?
They gave me an injection or something.
But so you both get on the plane.
We get on the plane and we sit in separate seats, and somebody comes up and immediately injects me, and I just fall over in the seat.
I'm surprised no one else saw them doing the injections.
It's a private plane.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So you're unconscious, and then what happens next?
They carry me off the plane. It's like an elite party. They dress me up, they clean me up.
What are you wearing?
A party dress.
Okay. Can you describe what that might look like?
Frilly. Looks like red, white, and black. Isn't that Illuminati colors?
Yes.
Mason colors. Yeah, I got little black shoes on and white socks. I look like a little doll. They fixed my hair and everything. So yeah, it's me and it's different kids. There's a bunch of kids there again. Yeah, it's just a party, and they use the kids for sex. They pick them out. They pick out who they like.
Okay. All right. Well, without getting too graphic, what's the next important thing you need to know from this scene?
Just confirmation.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was on this Elliot's mind? I mean,
I think he's mind control too.
Is he a reptilian? Or is he just playing maybe
Yeah, he's part reptilian. I don't know. Does he know it?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I mean.
he does. He knows it. He knows it, but he's controlled also. So he's just doing his job delivering kids.
Okay, but he's not actually participating in these. Well, who's the one that's doing this to you? The ones that are, with the kids.
This is like high level stuff. This is government people.
Okay. So this would probably be what, the late 50s?
Yeah.
All right. Do you see anybody there you recognize? Anyone famous from that era?
I don't. I don't recognize anybody, but I'm just feeling that we're in a very posh place, but these people are connected to government.
Do the people that are of these high level, I'm assuming Illuminati members or whoever they are they aware of what these children are being brought there for?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is just this is relaxation for them.
Okay. And what is your state of mind? Are you still?
I'm drugged. Yeah, I'm dazed.
Okay, but you're conscious. But
I'm conscious, but
okay.
Yeah, kind of out of it.
And you sort of just easily let around to whatever it is they want. Okay. All right. Well, is there any kind of healing that we need to do to help you with this trauma this time?
No, the confirmation is healing.
Okay. Is there anything else that you need to see from this particular experience that's important?
No.
Okay. All right. Let's go back into the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, you're doing really good. I think we have time because I feel like we can do one more, unless it all depends on you.
Okay.
If you're ready, okay. Let's do one more. What I don't even want to tell you or even suggest even where to go. So maybe just go someplace. Maybe I don't know. It's maybe some other traumatic memory that might have happened. Something that's
okay. Yeah, I'm in a military facility. I am remote viewing. They've got me strapped in a chair. They've got like stuff on my head. And I'm trying to control soldiers.
What do they call that job that you're doing?
Gee, that's weird. Vision Quest. That's weird.
Okay.
Maybe it's a project.
I was told by a reptilian named Tian that they use something known as informationers to relay information to super soldiers on the battlefield. Now, this may be connected to the reptilian and their super soldier project, maybe not so much my lab, because I don't know if if there could be a distinct difference. Now, as far as vision, would you say?
Vision Quest.
Vision Quest. What exactly does that detail?
This is like when they were starting these projects, and they were like I was a forerunner to the whole super soldier program. This is when they were testing it out, and they were seeing what qualities in a person they needed to remote view and to control the soldiers.
Did you have those qualities?
To a certain extent, but they had to torture me a lot.
How come you're having trouble accessing these same qualities now in your day-to-day life? Or
It's programming. I was programmed not to remember how to use them.
do you want to remember how to use them?
Absolutely.
I think we can do something about this. All right. Well, let's look at the programming that they use to I guess program them to do these things. I mean, how did they train them to do the remote viewing?
It's like you're connected. It's like the wires that are connected. You're connected to these soldiers somehow electronically. That's weird. They have implants.
The soldiers have implants?
Yeah, and I'm connected to some kind of device or computers or something. Yeah.
Now, if you could connect to that now, what would you want to do with these soldiers? I mean, is there anything you could do, or is it just something best that way not think of it? Maybe we could tell these soldiers to heal.
I would want to heal them. Yeah.
Okay. All right, then I want you to bring yourself up into the 5th dimension, and make yourself invisible to any remote viewers that might see you there. And I want you to find the machine that telepathically connects you to their devices. And by the way, what time frame or year you think this is taking place?
This is in the 60s. It's later. This is 67? Is that what I'm saying? Of 1967.
Okay. Amazing that they had the technology back then.
Yeah, it's real rough. I mean, it's not. They were working on it, but it's very rough.
They probably had those huge computers with the tape reel.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing like really old-fashioned computers.
All right, now go ahead and using your astral 5th dimensional body, I want you to just hack into the computer. And I want you to send a message to all of those men that are being programmed that they can be free. Tell them that I am free. Just send that message, I am free, I am free, I am free. And I remember, I remember, I remember. Okay. And that should be enough to help open up their subconscious mind. If the trauma ever comes forth, if it ever splits, then these words will be mixed in with all that, and then they'll know what they need to do if their alters ever come out. Well, at least try to. And as for you, I think we're going to need to ask your guardian angels to bring in your guardian angel, or maybe ask your friend from the Antares, assuming that's where he's from, to ask him to come here in the room with us, and ask him what it is you could do to access this ability in this present time, in your present life, without having to, be regressed and all this stuff. What is it that you could do?
I can activate it through more meditation. I just have to have confidence to bring it forward.
Okay. Is there anything else, or is that basically that's it? Okay. Good enough. Easy. All right. Okay, so you're remote fluencing these soldiers. What are you telling them to do?
We're just going through basic maneuvers. So they're telling me, make them run, make them change direction. I mean, this is very early stuff.
Are you able to do it? And as far as these soldiers, when they run or change direction, do they even think about it, or they just do it?
No, they're completely under control.
I'm assuming they probably didn't consent to any of this either.
I'm sure they didn't.
Okay. All right. Well, Is there anything else that we need to know from this particular memory?
No, I think this is good.
All right. We'll step back into the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like you want to do another one? Or is this good for now?
I think we're good.
All right. Well, then I trust you.
Okay.
Okay. 1, slowly coming 2 now. 2, more and more awake. 3, bringing these memories, if you so choose, with you. 4, for your healing and integration. And on the count of 5, eyes open, wide awake, feeling better than you felt before. And 5.
Ah, good.
Great.
Good.
Great. Well, thank you, Sue, for being a guinea pig for me.
No, that was good. That helps confirm a lot of stuff.
Yeah, well, so I guess you did learn a few new things.
Mm-hmm. I did.
Maybe now, I guess, if you keep meditating, you can be able to access more.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Sometimes I find that people, just by doing one session, it's helped unlock their ability to, and they get a lot more. I'm not saying that's necessarily going to happen with you, but it would be nice,
Yeah.
if you start getting floods of memories coming back now.
Yeah. That would be very interesting.
Okay.
I think it would be good. I have good feelings about it too.
All right. Well, any other comments you'd like to make overall?
No, this was wonderful.
Okay.
I feel good. But yeah, no,
I guess
this
we
was
have
great.
we have a positive future to look forward to, which makes me happy.
Yeah, me too.
I'm kind of relieved, especially even if Nasara does happen, we'll only be able to enjoy it for a few years, and then everything gets leveled, and then we even get something even better, right?
That's right. It gets better.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, let's wrap it up here.
Thank you very much.